What college are you going to?
I haven't, like, got my financial package from Duke yet, but Duke is my passion.
Why is Duke your dream school?
I've been to the campus, I've toured, and I fell in love with it.
You fell in love with?
Like the classes, the people there, the overall, like, experience of being there, their connections.
How much is Duke gonna run you?
Yearly, about 75.
Ooh, my Lord.
It's undergrad, so I'm still thinking about
Still?
AT. Yeah.
That's 300 grand
Yeah, no.
for a degree.
Yeah.
What about you?
NYU, really?
NYU?
Yep.
Why is that your school?
Because it's like saturated with music artists, with producers, with opportunities just out at every corner for music in particular.
How much is it?
75.
Gosh, $75,000?
I'm gonna reach for what I can. And if NYU is it, then I'm gonna reach. Oh my gosh, I was so serious. Please stop, please stop. Please don't leave it silent, don't leave it silent.
Okay, so I toured Buffalo back in November, and I don't know, I feel like it'll be a lot like high school as far as like arriving like there. Like I know my parents talk about like college was like the best years of their life and da da da. And so I feel like the experiences that I'm gonna get at college are gonna be like unmatched.
So you going all the way to Buffalo State just to have an upgraded high school experience?
Yeah, keyword upgraded.
Well, if I wanted to sell a college to the normal group of semi-unmotivated, semi-uninformed people, I would start with the football team. I would move on to the parties. I would then go on to shiny pictures of people at graduation.
We are. We are.
I wouldn't mention student debt. I wouldn't mention all the hours you have in between class because most colleges aren't good at helping people through that.
Picking a school is a complicated process between applications and essays and costs and visitation and the stuff out there on the web. It's just overwhelming. The average person doesn't know what to look for because this isn't their world. And then all of a sudden you get thrust into it and it's information overload. And how do you synthesize it into something that makes a whole lot of sense?
The new 30th edition of Best Colleges was just released this morning, and we've got it. Brian Kelly is editor of U.S. News and World Report. Good to see you again, Brian Kelly.
Hi, Kim.
This is getting to be an annual visit, and we like it.
If you were to ask me what's the worst thing that has happened to higher education in the last 20 or 30 years, I would say, unabashedly, a fledgling magazine decided to start ranking colleges.
Which schools will have the greatest chance of giving you the American dream?
The usual suspects, I have to say, Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Stanford are the top five. The whole world wants to go to these places.
Education is a brand now. It's a label. It's an industry.
One of the things U.S. News and World Report measures is the percentage of people the college rejects. That the more people you reject, the better college you must be.
I always look at their alumni. They're very loyal alumni. People who go to Princeton love Princeton. They give it money, they come back, they stay engaged with the school. That makes a difference.
And then they came with this ever-evolving matrix of points, really important things like your reputation, how other people think about you. It turns into a higher ed arms race.
It's like Nikes versus Gucci. They're both shoes, they both work the same, but one has more value because of the name.
Some colleges figured out if they made their dorms nicer or their gyms fancier, more people would want to come.
What's up with their dorms? What do they have?
Beautiful campus, 10 different residence halls. There's a food service. It's pretty awesome.
Looks nice. Beautiful.
If more people wanted to come, they discovered that U.S. News and World Report would rank them higher.
Do you accept bribes?
Only very large ones. I have been lobbied by some of the finest people in the world.
If U.S. News and World Report ranked them higher, more people wanted to come. If more people wanted to come, they could charge more because their piece of paper was worth more. So the ratchet kept turning, and it kept turning, and it kept turning.
The parents are demanding it. The college students are demanding it. You have to build it. Otherwise, they won't come because your college isn't good enough.
The idea that you can spend 4 years not living at home, going to class 3 hours a day, yeah, that's the definition of privilege, wherever you came from.
Best campus food?
I mean, it is fabulous.
Wow.
So let's be really clear. You shouldn't go to a famous college. There's no reason. I hope you go to a great college. But I also know that some of the cheapest colleges in America could be great if you make them great, if you use your time there to have a series of experiences that change your life and other people's lives, because that's what you get. You get 4 years of freedom and leverage. What are you going to do with it? Because if all you're doing is saying, I'm going to give up 4 years of my life and all my money for a piece of paper at the end, it doesn't make sense to pay what you're currently paying for the paper.
What really was apparent to me was how much debt can be that ball and chain on your ankle when you actually hop into the real world. Once you can change that mental state of debt actually doesn't have to be an option, I can do this a different way, there's a newfound freedom that comes with that. Going forward with school, I knew that I wanted to pay for it. Later on in my senior year, I went and toured Wisconsin Lutheran College. I went to the school with the mindset, I'm gonna hate this. I was thinking, am I shorting myself by going to a small school? Will I be able to get the job I want to because I went to a no-name school? Everybody knows University of Wisconsin-Madison, the Badgers. How many people know the Wisconsin Lutheran College Warriors? As exciting as D3 football is, I knew we weren't going to be known for that. But then, when that tuition bill came, paired with some scholarships that I earned in high school, meant I wouldn't be going in debt my first year. That was an eye-opener.
I'm convinced that most of the mistakes around college are simply college choice. It's that simple. 30 years ago, the difference in cost of a community college, a state school, and a private school was not a lot. And the difference in what you got 30 years ago in terms of the quality of education was a lot. The weird thing is that the quality of education has come up on the community college so much and on the state school so much that they're almost all three parallel now. But the cost went dramatically different. But here's the thing, a lot of people get the basic knowledge of business, the basic knowledge of a communications, the basic knowledge in the IT field at a community college and get a really good career out of it. Information is just much more accessible now than it was 30 years ago to the average person.
So let's talk for a second about whether you should go to college at all. Given that every single course at MIT is available online for free, given that with motivation, you could cover 4 years of college coursework in a year, that there are ways to cobble together what you would learn in college and even show up with a degree without going in the front door, without paying full price. And the giant shift that's happening is that the people who are hiring, what they want from you is not that you went to a school with a better reputation or at least a better football team. What they want from you is the real skills: creativity, honesty, directness, leadership, resilience. And I think we've got to strip away the easy and fun part, stop rewarding it, stop confusing it with a useful signal, and instead get back to the hard part, which is how are we going to be productive, generous human beings?